What if the one habit standing between you and financial freedom costs absolutely nothing to start? Stay right here, because what I'm about to show you will change the way you see every single dollar for the rest of your life. A broke man with zero savings discovered one single daily habit and became completely financially free. Not luck, not inheritance, just habit and time. Before we go deeper, if this is already hitting different, go ahead and subscribe right now. This is exactly why this channel exists. My name is Marcus, and I'm here to tell you the story of harnessing habit, compounding for financial freedom. His name was Daniel, 34 years old, hardworking, respected, and silently completely broke. Every morning at 5:45, Daniel got up, not because life was good, because he had people depending on him. He supervised 20 people. He worked 12-hour days. Everyone called him reliable, but nobody saw what was happening inside. But Daniel had a secret. Every month, before the month was even over, the money was gone. Not a little short. Completely, desperately broke. Every single month without fail. He carried the weight of it alone, silently, the way he had been taught, until the weight stopped feeling like a problem and started feeling like who he was. He stopped seeing it as a problem to solve. He started believing it was just who he was. And that belief is the most dangerous trap of all. He sat in that car for 40 minutes. He couldn't go inside, because inside, the bills were waiting. $47, after a full month of 12-hour shifts. He stared at that number and felt the ground disappear. And for the first time in his adult life, Daniel cried, not from weakness, but because he had finally run out of the energy it takes to pretend. That night, after the kids were asleep, Daniel picked up an old notebook and wrote one question at the top of the page. Where does all the money go? He wrote it in capitals, and then he just sat there because he genuinely didn't know. He started listing everything, every coffee, every subscription. Every time he said it's just $5, without realizing he had said it 300 times that year. When he finished, he just stared, and the truth landed on him like a weight he hadn't expected. The money wasn't disappearing. He was spending it, habitually, automatically, unconsciously, every single day, without ever deciding to. Then he picked up an old book his uncle had gifted him, one that had sat untouched on his shelf for 2 full years, and he opened it. You do not rise to the level of your income. You fall to the level of your habits. He read it once, twice, then a third time slowly. Like 3 men reading the diagnosis that finally explains years of unexplained pain, he read it again and again until the meaning sank all the way in. He didn't sleep that night, but for the first time in years, something new was moving inside him. Not quite hope, something quieter, something like direction. He didn't have a plan yet. He didn't have money yet, but he had something he had not felt in a very long time, a direction. The problem was never the money. The problem was the habit, and habits can be changed. That night, in a quiet kitchen under one dim light, a seed was planted, small, almost invisible, but alive. Every habit is a chain, and the first link, the one you forge tonight, is the most important one you will ever make. But knowing the problem was only half the battle, because in Section 2, everything Daniel tries to change will fight back hard. The hardest part of change is not starting. It is surviving the war that starts inside you the moment you decide to be different. Stay with us. The snowball begins to roll, and once it starts, nothing will stop it. When we left Daniel, he had just read one sentence that cracked something open inside him. One sentence. At 3 in the morning, that changed the direction of his entire life. He made a decision, not loud, not announced, a private, bone-deep decision that he was going to change, starting now. The first thing Daniel did was embarrassingly small. He simply wrote down everything he spent money on, every single thing, for one full day. The coffee on the way to work, $4.20, written down, seen, acknowledged for the very first time. The vending machine snack, $1.75, another automatic habit he had never once consciously chosen, written down and seen. And a late-night online purchase he barely remembered making, $22, gone before he even woke up the next morning. $36.95, gone in one day, without a single intentional decision. He stared at that number for a very long time. By the end of week 1, over $200 a week was leaking away through tiny unconscious habits. That is $10,000 every single year, vanishing silently. Most people see the number, feel the guilt, and close the notebook forever. But Daniel did not close the notebook. Daniel introduced habit number 2. Every morning, before anything else, 5 minutes, writing tomorrow's spending plan. He didn't call it budget. He called it his daily money intention. Day 3, he forgot completely. The habit broke before it barely started, and the guilt hit hard. Day 5, he overspent. The plan he had written that morning meant nothing by noon. The old habits pushed back hard. Day 9, after buying lunch outside when he swore he wouldn't, he felt like a complete fraud, like he was playing a character he had no right to be. Day 11, he sat in his car at lunch holding that notebook, and he almost threw it on the seat and walked away forever. But something stopped him. He flipped back to day 1, and then he looked at day 11, and what he saw changed everything. The daily leakage had dropped from $36 to $11 in 11 days, without a raise, without anything changing except one 5-minute morning habit. Compounding works beneath the surface, invisible, silent, and unstoppable. The roots grow long before the tree appears. He did not throw the notebook. He gripped it tighter, and he went back in. Every Friday, 10% of whatever was left unspent. Move immediately into a separate savings account. He named it one word: future. The first Friday, he moved $11. Just 11. His wife thought it was nothing. Daniel knew it was everything. His wife looked at the $11 and said it would not change anything. Daniel smiled, for the first time in years without forcing it, and said, "Not today, but it will." Compounding is not about size. It is about consistency. A snowball starts as almost nothing, but roll it long enough and nothing in the world can stop it. Month 2, his car broke down. $340 to repair. The old Daniel would have reached for the credit card immediately. The new Daniel paused. He sat with the discomfort for 48 hours. He did not panic. He did not swipe the card. He thought. He negotiated the repair down to $260. Then he pulled $100 from the future account and picked up one extra shift to cover the rest. For the first time in his adult life, a financial emergency did not make his situation worse. It just paused him, and he kept going. He stopped thinking, "I am someone who is bad with money," and started thinking, "I am someone who handles money differently now." That shift changed everything beneath the surface. Identity is the operating system behind every financial decision. When you change who you believe you are, the right decisions start happening automatically. By month 3, the future account held $412, built from nothing, built from $11 at a time. Month 5, $900. The snowball was rolling, and with every roll, it was picking up speed. Month 8, $2,100. No raise, no guinfo, no luck. Just 3 habits repeated every single day for 8 months, 3 habits. That was all. Write what you spend. Plan what you intend. Move 10% to future. 3 habits, 8 months, $2,100. He started sleeping again. Real sleep. The deep sleep of someone who knows exactly where they stand and where they're going. He started talking to his wife differently, not about stress and bills, but about the future, about what they were building together, about what was now possible. His children didn't notice the money. They noticed the calm, the steadiness. The father would found his footing again. The habits were compounding, not just in the bank account, in his confidence, his marriage, his presence as a father, his career. Habit grows the person, not just the money. In month 9, his manager called him in and slid a paper across the desk. A promotion, a 14% salary increase. Something had changed, and the company noticed. As he signed, He was thinking about $11, about a notebook, about a sticky note that said one word: future. The promotion wasn't a reward for changing his finances. It was a reward for changing himself. The snowball was no longer invisible. It was here. It was massive, and it was only just getting started. We see what the snowball becomes when the habits fully mature, when Daniel crosses a line from surviving to building real, lasting, generational financial freedom. Do not go anywhere. The snowball had arrived. 8 months of 3 simple habits, and it was already massive. But here is what most people miss. The snowball does not stop at the bottom. It keeps rolling. The bottom of a hill is not the destination. It is where real speed begins. The flat ground ahead, that is where compounding does its most powerful work. The promotion brought something Daniel had never properly had before: margin. Not a lot, but enough to breathe. Enough to finally ask the question he'd been afraid to ask. What if I actually invested this? For the first time in his life, Daniel dared ask the question, and this time, he was ready to answer it. The old Daniel would have rushed straight in. The new Daniel spent 3 full weeks reading and learning before he moved a single dollar. That patience was itself a habit. A simple diversified index fund. Nothing exotic, nothing complicated, just the boring mathematical certainty of the entire market, growing at an average of 10% every year for the last 100 years. He started with $50 a month, just 50. While everyone else chased the hottest tip, Daniel moved $50 quietly into the index fund on the first of every month like a habit. His colleagues talked about crypto schemes and hot stock tips. Daniel listened politely, and then quietly moved his $50 into the index fund every single month, like clockwork. End of year 1, $642. Nothing dramatic, nothing to post about, but the habit was there, rooted, consistent, and compounding beneath the surface. Year 2, he increased his monthly contribution to $120. The raise made it possible. The habits made it automatic. End of year 2, $4,300. The compounding was accelerating, quietly, invisibly, exactly as promised. End of year 3, $11,200. He had not changed his lifestyle dramatically. He had simply kept the habits and let compounding do what compounding always does. In year 4, Daniel did something that changed the trajectory permanently. He sat his 12-year-old daughter down at the kitchen table with the same notebook, and he showed her everything. He showed her the first question he ever wrote: where does all the money go? He showed her the tracking, the intention, the future account, the investment numbers, all of it. His daughter looked at the numbers and said, "Dad, why doesn't everyone do this?" And Daniel looked at her for a long, quiet moment before answering. He said, "Because most people think the start has to be big. But you and I, we know different now. The start just has to happen." That same day, he opened a junior investment account for her. He put in $20. She put in $5 from her own pocket money. $25, and a new generation began. She opened her own notebook, and at the very top of the very first page, she wrote one word: future. And Daniel's hand went to his heart, because he understood what had just been built. He had not just built savings. He had built a language, a system, a way of seeing money that he could now pass down. The compounding had gone generational. Year 5, $20,000. The number that made him stand up in the chair and just breathe. This was real. This was happening. Year 7, $41,000. And look at that graph. You can see the curve beginning to bend sharply upward. That is the compounding effect becoming visible to the naked eye. Year 10, $93,000. He sat in the same kitchen, at the same table. And this time, the tears were completely different. The same kitchen, the same table, the same man, transformed from the inside out by 3 simple habits repeated long enough to become who he was. The math showed him, at this rate, he would cross $1 million in investments by age 58. From $47 in a bank account to $1 million. Same person, different habits. Now I need to stop and speak to you directly This story is not really about Daniel. Daniel is you. Daniel is a version of you that exists on the other side of one decision. Habit 1. Track every dollar you spend every single day. Not to punish yourself, but to see clearly. You cannot change what you cannot see. Habit 2. Write your daily money intention every morning. 5 minutes before the world pulls you in 17 directions. Decide who your money serves today. Habit 3. Pay your future first. 10%. Before bills. Before spending. The moment income arrives, move it. Name the account. Make it feel like someone worth protecting. Habit 4. Invest consistently in simple low-cost index funds. Not the hottest stock. The boring, reliable mathematical certainty of compound market growth. Month after month, year after year. Habit 5. Teach someone. Your child. Your partner. Your friend. Because a habit that stays in one mind dies with one life. The habit that spreads builds a legacy that outlives you. Year 1 feels like nothing. Year 2 feels slow. Year 3 you start to notice. Year 5 you start to believe. Year 10 you finally understand why you started. And the 20th year you sit with your coffee, look at a number on a screen, and realize the most powerful financial decision you ever made cost 5 minutes a day and the courage to start with $11. Daniel did not become wealthy because of the money. He became wealthy because of who he became. Discipline became confidence. Confidence became identity. Identity became legacy. And the legacy started with a notebook and a question and a man willing to sit alone in a dark kitchen and finally see the truth. So here's my question to you right now, watching this. What is your $11? What is the embarrassingly small start you've been waiting to feel ready for? You are ready. You have always been ready. The only thing that was ever missing was the decision to begin. Today is that day. My name is Marcus, and this was a story of harnessing habit, compounding for financial freedom. I hope it changed something in you, because it was built to, if this story moved you, share it with one person who needs to hear it. One share might be someone else's $11. One share might change a life. Subscribe if you haven't already, because this is the kind of content we build here. Stories that change the way you see yourself and your money. More are coming. Your harvest is coming. But the seeds have to be planted today. Start small. Stay consistent. Trust the compounding. And never, ever underestimate $11.